Hello friends, today again I am before you with the model answer of case study given yesterday. So now let us first discuss what was the case study and how we can devise a model answer for that. So now if you remember, the case study was pertaining to uh, flood forecasting error by AI, and in which some deaths have also occurred. The You are appointed as the inquiry officer or the officer appointed for fixing accountability. So now this is the case study. What will you do? What are the ethical principles you will deploy? What are the um, steps you will take? What recommendations you will give? All those things now you have to write. And this is about 250 words case study for about 20 marks. As you know, case study comes for 20 marks. So now let us start. Let us see what can be the model answer. Now, first one paragraph, we are just recapitulating what has been given in the question itself, and also saying that yes, this situation is there, and now how we are proposing to take action. First line, if you see, is a little engaging line, and this is intentionally written because I keep on telling some answers we should try this method also, that at least beginning and end should be quite catchy and engaging. So here in this case study, we have tried like that. In some theoretical questions also, we'll try like that. So I will keep on explaining that. But then, not all questions, all answers, but definitely some you can try. So here it has been done like that. When algorithms fail, the consequences are not digital, they are tragically human. So this is the very important quotation, and this itself shows that what action we are proposing, or how serious we are going to be with this case. In a recent disaster, an AI-based flood forecasting system critically underestimated risk, causing delayed evacuation and loss of lives. While the tech firm blamed training data, government agencies distanced themselves as the officer tasked for fixing responsibility. So we are the officer, or the person who is replying, you are the officer tasked for fixing the responsibility. I adopt a framework rooted in ethics, law, and institutional reform. So this is the critical line. So this is going to set tone for next few points and paragraphs which you are going to answer, and you are going to tell what action you will be taking and what will be the ethical theory which will be supporting that. Uh, what are the other provisions of law which are supporting that. So all those things you are going to uh, describe. Now, first is moral responsibility is non-transferable. Now, this, let us see what we are going to say in this. Automation does not dilute moral accountability. I mean, this is very, very important because nowadays almost all offices are being automated. But if some fault occurs, definitely moral accountability still will be there with the head of that office. Absolutely. There is no doubt about that. So again, we are quoting Immanuel Kant here. As Immanuel Kant emphasizes, duty to safeguard life cannot be delegated. So this cannot be delegated to anybody. I mean, even human being, or even to some database or some AI or anybody. The firm violated the OECD AI principles by deploying a non-transparent and untested system. Because AI principles, OECD guidelines are very, very strict, and model guidelines needs to be followed by any company which deploys that. And here, the system which was deployed was non-transparent and untested, because then only it failed, basically. That's what the conclusion is. Officials in turn failed to apply Aristotle's forensis. Aristotle forensis is practical judgment critical to ethical administration. So this is again important because here we are quoting Aristotle's principle, Kant, and OECD guidelines also. So therefore, the heading, first heading, which was moral responsibility is non-transferable, accountability has to be fixed, and it cannot be said that the machine has done something wrong, therefore nobody is responsible. It cannot be said in such a situation. Now let us see what is the accountability matrix for this whole thing. The AI firm, that is first liability goes to AI firm itself, liable for negligent model deployment and lack of fail safes. They have not deployed a foolproof system. They have not deployed a foolproof software or AI model. So therefore, they are liable for negligence. Action under draft digital act, that is the one, the digital act is being drafted and contract review is necessary. So if there is a contract, that review is necessary, and action under the draft digital act 2023 can be taken. Then second is disaster management authority. They themselves are not very alert in this whole situation. They failed to implement verification protocols mandated under NDMA 2016 guidelines. Operational lapses warrant departmental inquiry. So the officers of state disaster management team, they basically are liable, and departmental inquiries and penal actions should be taken against them. So this is accountability. First is AI firm and second is officers also. Now, what are the structural safeguards which we are going to propose? Constitute an AI ethics board under MITI. So this is one, give suggestion to constitute that. Mandate confidence indicators and red flag protocols in all critical forecasts. So as a precaution, one has to mandate confidence indicators and red flag protocols in all other critical forecast systems also. Then train officials in algorithmic limitations and ethical risk management. This is again very important because any AI system deployed can have the negative, or can have the inefficient system, or can be incomplete system. So that requires human supervision also. So therefore, a proper training has to be given. Institutionalized simulation drills with role-based accountability. This is again another point, which another recommendation, which as an institutional reform one has to suggest. Now, next point is justice and redress. Under Article 21, swift compensation and public acknowledgement of failure are essential. This is very important. The persons who have been injured, the persons where deaths have occurred, their kith and kin should be given appropriate compensation, and the public failure or the public acknowledgement should be there of the failure, that yes, mistake has happened and we are taking full corrective measures that this kind of thing will not happen henceforth, and also the persons responsible or firms responsible are being punished accordingly. Long-term rehabilitation must follow. That is another thing, that not only compensation, but long-term rehabilitation, training, then self-employment, all those schemes are there, and the government schemes can be provided to them. If they are houseless, then there is a scheme for providing house also that can be done. So all those things can be done. So long-term rehabilitation is important. Now, in conclusion, what we will say, technology can guide action, but only institutions can uphold conscience. As Paul Appleby, again another thinker we are quoting, noted, administration is moral responsibility, and when machines err, humans must answer. So this is the, again, very important quote from Paul Appleby. So this completes the model answer for this case study. Now for tomorrow, we have a question, theoretical questions. Now this is the question: to what extent can the emotional intelligence of a civil servant enhance the ethical quality of administrative decisions? Evaluate in the context of disaster response and handling vulnerable communities. So basically, in the answer, one has to focus on these 2 points basically. On the one hand, disaster response, on the other hand, handling vulnerable communities. In these 2 scenarios, one has to try to explain that how emotional intelligence of a civil servant enhances ethical quality of the administration. So now this question we will be taking for discussion tomorrow, and we will try to also give a model answer for that. So thanks a lot for watching today's video. We'll meet again tomorrow with the model answer of the question, theoretical question, and we'll discuss that answer also. So thank you one and all.